Hi and welcome to our very special launch event. Today we are about to unveil a completely new data governance and data management platform, Ataccama 1 Generation 2. My name's Francis, I am one of the technical writers here at Ataccama.
My name is Michael Klaus, I'm Ataccama CEO. Ataccama is known as a leading provider of high-performance, robust data management and data governance technology, serving hundreds of enterprise clients worldwide.
Our event is taking place in the beautiful city of Prague, where Ataccama software is engineered.
Today, we are excited to announce a new generation of our existing successful Ataccama 1 platform, which will revolutionize the way organizations are finding, processing, governing and using their data. Today, we are bringing the self-driving experience to data management and data governance.
So let's talk a bit more about self-driving.
Self-driving cars will represent a major shift in individual transportation. People will be able to reclaim 1 to 2 hours daily spent driving, mundane activity with very little added value. With Ataccama 1 Generation 2, we are about to bring the same shift to the way organizations manage and govern their data.
Shall we use the car to demonstrate?
It's a great idea.
Okay, so in time, how will the car revolutionize the user experience?
So the biggest difference with the really self-driving car is that all you need to do is to specify where you headed, and the car will do everything else. It will overtake other cars, and hopefully we will see that it will take the right exit from this highway.
And now you can sleep for 20 minutes.
So few other things that the car can already do, we can hopefully see right now, is that it actually observes the traffic lights. So it will stop for the red traffic light here. It will get going again when the traffic light turns green. It actually watches also for some traffic signs. It watches for pedestrians, cyclists, and things like that.
Okay, so from home to office, or from intent to result in one step, this is all very easy to visualize in terms of the car. But how does this work in the context of data management? How does self-driving work in the context of data management?
So we have used the car analogy because what you just described as intent to result is exactly what we are bringing to the data management and data governance field.
Can you give some examples?
I can give few examples. A very simple example is a business analyst responsible for purchase orders, right? Something suspicious is on a report, and the analyst wants to see if it might be a problem with the quality of the data. So she will only ask the platform, give me the data quality of our purchase orders over the course of past 2 months. And that's it, the platform will deliver the result. A little more complex example, let's say we have a compliance officer who needs to understand where the organization is storing the PII data. He will only ask the platform in which data sources we have PII data, and the platform will actually deliver it. And the most complex and probably the most valuable example is when the consumer is not actually a human, a person, but it's a system, it's some kind of algorithm. So let's say organization is building a new self-care portal, and what's needed is customer and product ownership information. So whoever is preparing the data for this will ask the platform for an API that contains the customer and product ownership information, and the platform will actually provide the API.
Okay, so leveraging AI in data management, what are we doing that's so revolutionary?
So there are products in, let's say, the specific areas, like small products, where AI is applied on the level of the individual module, right? Like data cataloging or something like that. But the big difference is that we have built the Ataccama 1 Generation 2 from the ground up, which means we were able to unify those disciplines, and using AI we are able to automate the processes across those disciplines. So this is our development center. That's where the actual event will take place.
Okay, so this new journey or process, how does it contribute to actual business goals?
Yeah, there are a few things where it brings a lot of value to businesses. First of all, any digital transformation just cannot succeed without giving everyone across the organization instant access to high quality governed data, which is exactly what our platform does. Second, it's all about speed and time to value. Anything that organizations are doing is actually eventually going to be based on data product, some kind of data set. With the current way organizations are preparing those data sets, where it takes weeks or months, is just not competitive in any way. And last but not least, we've seen with our customers there is a growing tension between, let's say, people focused on agility, delivering business results fast, and people who are focused on doing things in the right way. Let's say people focus on governance, not only data governance, but governance in general sense. With our platform, the governance is built in, and we are able to provide the data instantly, so the conflict basically disappears completely.
Okay, so let's go and see what functionality is available in Ataccama 1 Generation 2.
Let's do that. Hello again. Today we will be showing you many highlights and updates to the Ataccama 1 platform. The second generation delivers industry-changing benefits. Ideally, it is used to cover end-to-end use cases rather than targeting separate data management and data governance problems. At the same time, the platform does remain modular and the modules can be used independently. The second generation of Ataccama 1 will revolutionize the data experience. It is important to empower the data people by giving them the ability to easily find, understand, process, and use company data assets. 2, by providing them with access to trusted and high-quality data fit for purpose, while always maintaining compliance with data privacy and other regulations. Data governance cannot be a one-off exercise. It should last and allow users to do more with less effort. All that thanks to intelligent automation across the data management and governance disciplines. With that said, let me hand over to David Kolinek, our VP of Product Management, who will show us how users can find any data in a single search. David, the stage is yours.
Hi, I'm David Kolinek, VP of Product Management at Ataccama. The first thing every company needs is an easy way to find data. It really shouldn't be more complicated than searching for information on Google. It's not only about the technical users anymore. It has to work for any user, even those with less technical skills. That is what our researchers focused on in the Ataccama 1 platform. Finding data has never been easier. Just start typing and get results with automatic suggestions. The platform learns what's most relevant for you and others and provides the most important information right there on the search screen. But it doesn't end there for the users, right? They need more detailed information to understand if the result they get is what they were looking for. Ataccama enables this with multiple features. First of all, you have the ability to understand what's inside the data with built-in data previews. So you can take a peek without needing help from anyone. But it's not only that. The data is automatically profiled, so everyone understands what's really inside. At a glance, they can see content, top values, the typical format of the data, and even more advanced information such as possible outliers or duplicates in the data. Many times, you need to be able to understand how the data was created, calculated, transformed along the way. Or you need to understand where the data is being used to assess potential impacts. This is now easily accessible with built-in data lineage. And this is not the typical technical lineage you are familiar with. We use the benefits of Ataccama 1 platform to augment your experience by showing you additional information such as data quality, business terms, and other information. But more on that later. In Ataccama 1, you can flexibly manage your business glossary, define business terms, and structure them as you need. You can also see some aggregated statistics about each term and domain. The best thing is, it doesn't limit you at all. It's flexible. You can keep track of any metadata. Doesn't matter if it's KPIs, reports, machine learning models, APIs, systems, or virtually anything else. This gives your users the ability to understand not only systems, but also things like BI reports, showing them how they were created, what data was used, and giving them the business description with relevant business terms linked to this. That way, your people will stop asking for the same reports multiple times. They'll know it already exists. So to wrap this up, you've seen how easy it is for any user at your company find data, understand it, and know that it can be trusted. Key features are the smart search with natural language processing, auto suggestions, and data profiling to give a quick peek into the content of the data, plus business terms management, augmented data lineage, and the report catalog. With your data cataloged, it's also important to keep up with ever-increasing and expanding regulations, GDPR, CCPA, Privacy Acts, you name it, and still more to come. Knowing that, it's important to be ready, not only for what's already here, but also for the things to come. Let me share with you how we can help you get compliant with regulations and how you can protect your sensitive customer data. Let's start with defining regulations. Anything from data protection to Basel Accords can be defined in the tool along with any other policies. Thanks to our engine that continuously scans systems and the data, it automatically detects data domains and assigns business terms without you needing to do anything. So no matter what, if there is a new system created or a new table added, you will stay on top of the regulations and protect your data automatically. You can then easily configure policies to mask data, redact, or hide data, and metadata for different user groups or users, like limiting access to personal data. Sensitive data is only for the risk department? No problem, it's super easy to define. The policies are applied everywhere, regardless of whether users use the data preview function, or someone calls an API, or you access the data from our processing engine. The same policies will be applied globally. And this leads to another key feature that enables data democratization for data-driven companies, creating a data marketplace for your users. Data marketplace is like a shop with your data. It will not only allow your users to find the data, but to work with it. Download your file. We are even working on a feature giving you the ability to directly work with the data with your preferred BI tools. And if that is not enough, you can still use our powerful Ataccama 1 desktop app to modify the data with hundreds of built-in data transformation functions. So to summarize compliance, with centralized policy management, access restriction, and automated data protection, your users will have easy access to all company data, and at the same time, you and your customer data will be protected at all times, keeping you compliant with regulations. You are probably now asking how all of these things are possible. How can we automate them? Will they stay up to date over time? Or is it going to be the same old story? Data governance done once and then lost over time, unused. The answer is this. What you've seen so far is a fully automated data catalog and governance solution. All of the things happening in the platform are done automatically. So you just need to choose which system should be connected via pre-built adapters. And they can be in cloud or on-premise. Then you can ask the platform to either import only metadata or let the platform fully automatically document the system. This is not one-off thing, it's a continuous process. So all the things are constantly updated. Documentation process will scan your data, run the data profiles, create data profile samples, run data lineage, and even run data quality rules, so your data is reliable. And with that, let me hand this over to Roman, our CTO, to show you how we integrate data quality management with the platform, so that the users not only see the data, but have trust in it, and can improve the data quality over time. Roman, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Roman Kučera, and I am the CTO at Ataccama. In Ataccama 1, data quality is automatically monitored on all levels, from attributes to entities, over to systems, even aggregated on business terms and data domains. Our users have an instant overview of what's happening with their data. And not only that, you continuously see how the quality develops over time, if it is getting better or worse. But obviously it is getting better in this case. We don't just do simple checks, as is often the case. It's not about counting null values. You need much more than that. Ataccama is different. It offers a full-fledged data quality monitoring and cleansing solution. There are essentially two complementary approaches you can take. The easy way is to let AI do everything. Even when we are not sure what the rules should be, the tool can still learn from history and detect anomalies based on that. We apply different machine learning algorithms to detect irregularities in data loads, including data volume changes, outliers, and changes in other data characteristics. The solution collects user feedback and automatically improves over time. Your data stewards and system owners will be notified about anomalies in their data, so they can act quickly to resolve them. If you already know the exact validations required for a specific attribute or domain, you can also complement the AI approach with expert rules. This can be done directly in the same user interface with the flexibility to check the data against reference data, apply logical sentence-like conditions, or use the standard Ataccama expression language. And if you need something even more complex, you can always use our Ataccama desktop application. With hundreds of built-in algorithms, it allows for the implementation of even the most complex rules. The desktop application is fully integrated with the rest of Ataccama 1, meaning you can use all the metadata from the catalog when implementing the rule. Once the rule is implemented, it is immediately available in the web interface as well. We have also redesigned the issue tracking module. It allows you to track your data quality issues and let users and data stewards act on them. With automatic validations, approval workflows, or integration with the main remediation platforms. Data quality is applied throughout the whole platform, in the catalog on any listing, data lineage, and even in the master data management part of the solution. The tool also uses AI to detect potential reference data in your datasets. This can then be used in business rules to validate your data, but you can also manage it like your master data, make changes and approve new versions. What we have seen so far is all part of the data catalog. It gives you much more information about your data assets than any other solution on the market. Everything from data profiling to data lineage, anomaly detection, relationship discovery, and built-in enforcement and data quality monitoring. So this is our new Ataccama 1 data management and governance solution, combining multiple disciplines in one tool. A self-learning platform with data discovery, anomaly detection, business rules, data standardization rules, issue tracking, and notifications for users when something goes wrong. Moving on, we all know that data quality is just one important piece. Quite often, we might find the right data set, but some information is missing. Maybe it is stored somewhere else. The data isn't always integrated or consolidated from multiple systems. With this release, we have made our multi-domain master data management solution even better. There are several major updates, which I will walk you through. Our master data management user interface was updated along with the rest of the solution to be even more user-friendly and to integrate AI features that help speed up the implementation process. You get all the features of our former master data admin tool, just better than before. You can edit master data, author new data, and manage golden records. You can also connect external data sources, see the relationships and hierarchies to understand your data better. There is also an improved side-by-side comparison for easy verification of automated merging rules, or, if needed, as a manual override. All of this is connected by a flexible and configurable workflow. Any changes you can move around the company for all the necessary approvals. Your data stewards will be notified about any issues or tasks in need of their attention. The platform now also supports self-improving matching rules. giving you potential matching suggestions and learning from your interactions. Aside from implementing expert business rules for matching, AI will now suggest new matching rules for you. And as we follow explainable AI principles everywhere, the AI suggested rules are in the same editable format you already know. Whatever you missed with your expert team can be easily detected automatically and applied to the data anyway with just a couple of clicks. And last but not least, our MDM solution offers strong integration with data profiling, data quality management, and the business glossary. Things like automatic relationship discovery will help you actively speed up the model development. With all of the metadata at hand, modeling and integration is now faster than before. You can implement an enterprise MDM hub in as short a time as 3 months. And with that, I will hand things back over to Michael to wrap it up.
Thank you, Roman and David. And now, let me welcome you to a new age, powered by intelligent automation. A new age where your data catalog, data quality, master data management, and data governance work in sync. A new age where your platform gets better every day just by learning from user interactions. It's the same as with the self-driving cars. The functions were built to work together. One generation tool, automation, is dynamic and intelligent thanks to its unique architecture. It is the only platform where your data and metadata is managed in one place, which also means that you need fewer tools and that users can learn one and know it all. The user interface is built and tailored to different user groups, from business users to data stewards to data engineers. Just define what you want to do and the platform will figure out how. Catalog your data environment, monitor and improve data quality, cleanse, standardize, or deduplicate data. Or let the platform give you relevant advice, identify reference data, suggest rules, or uncover PII data. All taken care of. That's Ataccama 1 Generation 2. Data catalog, data quality, master data management, and data governance in one unified automated platform. But you don't have to take our word for it. Some of our customers in the past few months started to use the alpha version. One of the brave ones is Avast, the leading provider of antivirus solutions with more than 400 million subscribers. Let me welcome Mirek Umlauf, Chief Data Officer of Avast.
Hi, I'm Mirek Umlauf, Chief Data Officer here at Avast. Avast is the online security company. We protect more than 435 million users around the globe, and we have more than 12 million paying PC customers. We have grown organically through our freemium business model, and we also have grown through mergers and acquisitions. M&As brought us many systems, and our system, technology, and data landscape became very complex. In 2018, we faced a double challenge. It was a GDPR, and also we went public on London Stock Exchange. Ataccama Master Data Management helped us to get customer data under control. I believe that complex doesn't have to be complicated for people, although we have hundreds of systems and applications. Being a publicly listed company and facing the new regulations around the globe, we need, in every moment, the right assurances for our investors, our customers, and also for our colleagues. What's important is the data protection, metadata, the data lineage, and also data discovery to help people find the right data when they need them. All this formed our new data governance maturity ambition, which goes beyond data warehousing, beyond the data lake. It involves all the systems, people, and processes. Our ultimate goal is to enable everyone in Avast to be a responsible data owner, which can be daunting for people. And to remove this uncertainty, we are providing our colleagues with a tool which will allow them to perform their day-to-day jobs without worrying about breaching a policy. Automating data governance, including catalog and policy enforcement, are the two key objectives we are achieving through the implementation of the next generation of Ataccama 1.
We believe that disruption starts with good data. that's easily available and fit for purpose. Good data empowers your company to innovate and grow through data-driven decisions. We've offered 2 free data profiling tools for several years now, Ataccama One Data Profiler and DQ Analyzer. DQ Analyzer is a desktop application that has been on the market since 2015. It's used by single individuals to people who are self-employed, to universities, students, small and large organizations. It's been used for things as simple as profiling a single file or complex business processes such as checking business rules on a regular basis. It's used by over 200 plus universities all around the globe, including some who use it for educational purposes as part of their classes or curriculums. Data Quality Analyzer is making data literacy possible all around the globe. Ataccama One Profiler, on the market since 2017, is the cloud version of our data profiling and discovery offering. It has run over 80,000 data profiles for over 8,000 registered organizations. We have decided to take data literacy to the next level to help companies, individuals, and universities get access to professional tools for free. So today we are proud to announce 2 new freemium tools that address some major needs of most organizations. Let me tell you more about it. Lots of companies are lacking when it comes to properly integrated data and preparing it for business use. Lots of data preparation tasks are still done in tools not fit for purpose, such as Sheets or Excel. According to our users, the biggest missing piece in our free DQ Analyzer tool is the ability to act on results. We're thrilled today to announce Ataccama Data Prep. It will be an add-on to our Data Quality Analyzer tool, allowing you to use hundreds of built-in functions for data preparation, such as filtering data, joining datasets, writing to files and databases, in such a way that anyone can now run powerful data preparation and integration jobs directly from their laptop. And if you decide one day you want to use it for the enterprise, you can always upgrade to our full stack and still use and run what you created before at scale, running it with server workflow. More functionality and of course with our support. A major enabler of data-driven disruption is to give your employees access and visibility into your organization's data sources. As such, we believe every company should have a data catalog solution in place, giving your users a search engine for the data. To help make that happen, we're announcing a freemium version of our data catalog. It will be accessible from the Azure Marketplace or can be available in our Platform as a Service framework. Use will be limited by the number of entries, not by the number of users. So you can still use it company-wide. And if your users like it, upgrading is always easy. And now for the best part. The two work together. You can use the free data prep tool with the free data catalog. This means you can easily read the data in your catalog, transform it, and create new data sets while still maintaining your access policies. And this will help organizations achieve better data readiness and give lots of people the opportunity to become better educated in data, its use and benefits for the business. And because the tools are for free, it will help a lot of organizations get started with data readiness. And along with these freemium offerings, we will be investing into our data people community, giving you the tools and resources you need to power data revolution in your companies, to become agents of change within your organization, educating on the benefits and best practices for using data. We're enabling the startup sprint, agility, speed, and flexibility, even in enterprise organizations. And more is coming. We'll be producing more data-related content, from webinars to blogs, to new series of training videos, an on-demand training program, and podcasts, all under our Data People sessions. We're bringing together all data people in one community, offering the chance for you to become agents of change in your organization. And now, over to Afshin, our EVP, who's going to tell you a bit more about our new revamped cloud offering.
Thank you, Kushi. The current global situation has accelerated the digital transformation of many companies. It has even sped up the move towards the cloud. It's on everyone's roadmap. We're leading the way and we're giving you Ataccama in the cloud better than ever before. We have revamped our cloud offering with a brand new, built from the ground up platform as a service where we take care of everything for you. From monitoring to SLAs, to guaranteed RPO, RTO, to patching environments, or to simply giving you the space to focus on using your software instead of just keeping it running. We build a new PaaS above industry standards on the Kubernetes infrastructure so that it's easily scalable. giving us unlimited possibilities in the future to scale and to extend your cloud services. On the back end, we work with native services to ensure data protection, security, backup, high availability, and everything else that you would expect. We work with the best cloud infrastructure providers. Our PaaS runs on AWS, Azure. All of this gives the ability to start using Ataccama One faster than ever and better than with anyone else. You can be up and running in just one day and start prototyping immediately. We ship Docker images and Helm charts as part of our products so that you can deploy on the Kubernetes environments of your choice, such as Google Cloud Platform or anything else for that matter. If you prefer to go with on-prem deployment, we can help with that as well. And if you have some apps on the cloud, SaaS and PaaS, and some still on-prem, you can set up hybrid environments with Ataccama One. It supports distributed environments, edge computing, can be deployed on cloud or on-prem, and it can monitor and control your data between systems. For those of you who prefer single-click deployment, we have a data catalog freemium on Azure Marketplace. We also provide bring your own license for both AWS and Azure. We're excited to have a comprehensive cloud offering with a second generation of our Ataccama One platform, giving our clients the ability to innovate faster and to work in both cloud and hybrid environments with ease. And with this, back to you, Michael, to wrap this up. Michael, the camera is yours.
Thank you, Afshin. Thank you, Kushi. Before we continue with the live Q&A, we have one more exciting announcement. Beta version of Ataccama One Gen 2 is now available on demand to a limited number of customers. If you are interested, please visit our website or reach out to our sales team. Beta customers are entitled to 6 months of free use, and stay tuned for GA version coming up in February 2021. We are looking forward to helping you build a modern organization where data people will be driving the change.
Thank you for joining us today.
And please join us for live Q&A and other follow-up events.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It looks like we have a little bit of echo from the panelists. If you could kindly mute yourself until, thank you very much. So once again, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending where you're joining us today. As always, my name is Afshin Lotfi. I'm the EVP of Global Sales for Ataccama. Thank you so much for making the time to join us here today. We hope they enjoy the public launch of Ataccama One Gen 2, the next generation platform for data management and governance. I'm joined here remotely today with my colleague Della, who will be helping me moderate the live Q&A session. For those of you who have just joined a live stream or who have not joined the live stream through YouTube, I would encourage you to join it through YouTube, where you will be able to use the chat window to interact with us and the panelists, and to also ask questions that you would want to answer on the new Ataccama launch. So with that, let me introduce you to the panelists here. So here with us on the virtual stage, we have Michael Klaus, Ataccama CEO, Roman Kuchera, Ataccama CTO, David Kolinek, VP of Product Management, Kushi Sharma, Director of Business Development. And once again, I'm joined here both by Della and Joellen, who will be assisting us with the Q&A session as well. So with that, we're going to go through the numerous Q&A questions that we've received from the folks who joined us on the YouTube live stream. I'd like to begin with one of the questions. Maybe Michael, this question is directed more towards you. The question says, how does the platform address data gaps or its users' responsibility? I think that's the first part of the question. And the second part is, since it is a second generation, how mature is the data management and governance, in respect to the platform itself? So, Michael, if I can just hand it off to you.
Thanks, Afshin, and thanks everyone for joining. The data gaps. If by data gaps we mean, let's say, inconsistencies in data or missing attributes and things like that, that's of course one of the basic features of the platform. There is a lot of functionality that will help to fix the problems within the data, data elements, let's say. But also there is a huge data enrichment functionality available, and it's been actually kind of standard for the platform for some time already. I mean, since the beginning, actually, really. Now about the maturity. So second generation is not that much about maturing the functionality. It's really about a leap forward in terms of how we are helping the organizations to get, let's say, data product from raw data. And Ataccama 1, the existing generation which our customers are using, is actually very mature and very capable. Now, what we did with what we call Generation 2 is something quite different. What we did is that we have rethought the way that we have integrated the individual, let's say, modules, which in turn means processes or data parts of data processes for organizations. So we've integrated it in the way that you can actually flow across those processes, which was essential for the second main kind of differentiator, which is that we are now offering automation across those processes, not just within the individual silos, right? You have data catalogs which offer some level of automation. And we have data quality in the current platform which offers some level of automation. But with the Generation 2, it's built on the new base, which is allowing to automate across those processes. So I hope I'm answering the question.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. So I think we have another audience has a question. I think that's directly to Roman. So one of the audience is curious around how the data integration capability of the platform with wide range of source systems, data warehouses, and data lakes.
Mm-hmm. So it was designed exactly for this scenario, right? So we have a central component for, let's say, the metadata management piece, and it can connect to all of these technologies. And for some of them, we might connect in the traditional way, let's say, read the data from a file on the file system or via JDBC from a relational database. Or if it's a large system that sits, let's say, in a different network, in a different place, we can install multiple of the data processing engines in different places. So let's say for your data lake, we will have a dedicated engine for that. And actually for the data lake itself, we'll be pushing down the processing jobs to the cluster. So if there is a Spark cluster, let's say a Databricks cluster, we will push the profiling job and the discovery job there and the data quality monitoring and so on to leverage the resources there. So it can scale out to multiple platforms with multiple engines connected to these different places and collect all the metadata and store it in one central place.
Thank you, Roman. I see there's a couple questions also in relation to data lineage. Maybe David, I'm going to forward this question to you. I'll read a couple of questions and maybe if you can answer them holistically. The first question is, how is Gen2 Data Catalog being integrated with Manta to expose transformations through the data pipeline via the lineage? And there's another question that asks, what type of codes can you parse for data lineage? So maybe, David, if you can give us a bit of an overview of the data lineage functionality and integration with Manta, I think we'll cover a couple of these questions around lineage as well.
Sure. So Manta is generating the data lineage by parsing SQL scripts, ETL jobs, SQL procedures, and it's automatically generating how the data is flowing through the system. We are importing this metadata into the platform, and we are applying additional business layer on top of that. So all the other types of metadata you have in the platform, such as anomalies, data quality results, business terms, for example, that are describing given data assets, all of this information is being put on top of the technical lineage provided by Manta and then served to users. So this is provided on attribute level, on a table level, and also on an aggregated system level.
Thank you. I think there's also a question, I guess, related to metadata as well. So is the data catalog just reference to metadata, or does the AI platform define this schema as well?
So the data catalog is definitely based on metadata. It doesn't store any data. It scans your data sources and automatically generates additional metadata. The metadata is then propagated to all the users, and differences between different metadata types, and for example, similarities or duplicates between different data assets are automatically detected. So the relationships, the schemas are also imported if we have this type of information in the source, but also generated in the platform so we can enrich this schema as well.
Thank you, David. There's also a question in regards to the policy management functionality. The question asks, will the governance policy management functionality be fully inclusive in the existing data catalog licensing, or will it be a new data management governance module with separate licensing? Yes, the policy management functionality is a new set of functions that are available now exclusive to Ataccama 1 Gen 2. Most likely the policy management function will be an independent licensing, depending, whether you already have what you already own with Ataccama today. For clients who don't have any pieces of data governance module, the policy management functionality will be a new and independent module that they can leverage today to address their policy management needs. Della, would you like to go through the next question?
Yes. So the next one, I think the next question was around, the existing customers. I think this question towards Roman. Is it possible to upgrade our existing deployment of Ataccama to Gen 2? How difficult would the process to be?
It is definitely possible to upgrade. We are kind of preparing set of automated or semi-automated migration. So it depends on how customized your Ataccama 1 deployment was. So if it's just the basic functionality, we'll be able to automatically upgrade it. If there was some customization, there will be some small project to do it with some helper functionality to simplify the process.
Thank you, Roman. There are a couple questions in regards to the cloud offering of Ataccama. Maybe I'll try to summarize a few of them as they're relevant to each other. There's a few questions on which platforms are now supported by Ataccama. So Ataccama supports all of the major platforms, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and GCP to various degrees. Maybe, Roman, if you can speak a little more about the integration options with the major cloud providers, but maybe talk a little more about the hybrid architecture that we have available and how that can actually be valuable for existing and potentially new customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for the question. So, as Afshin already mentioned, right, we support all different cloud providers. So the tool is kind of built independently on individual cloud providers. There might be minor differences on how you want to use the tool with the cloud providers. So maybe you want to use their specific, let's say, databases. In AWS, you might want to use the RDS database as a storage layer, and so on. You might want to use something more specific for, let's say, authentication and single sign-on. So maybe you might want to use Azure Active Directory for that in Azure, and so on. But these are just minor configuration changes. Most of the platform is exactly the same. As for the hybrid deployment, we actually do support deployment across multiple cloud platforms at the same time, or across, let's say, cloud platform and on-premises at the same time. So in this case, we would pick, let's say, one place where we would have the core platform installed, the main repository of the metadata. The main catalog will live there. But as I already mentioned before, we have the data processing engines that can be deployed in multiple places. So I could have, let's say, my main installation in AWS, but I could have one data processing engine in the Google Cloud and another one on premises to kind of process the data locally and not move it across the boundaries, let's say.
Thank you, Roman. I think there's another question that related to the cloud offering as well. So one of the audience asked the self-learning algorithm for data quality. How does this apply for on-premise hosting, or does it only apply for SaaS offering?
I will take this one as well. So the algorithms, the AI algorithms that we have there, they are independent on the cloud environment, and they are kind of pre-trained in our lab environment, and then they are continuously kind of updated and basically trained on your data, on the way how you are using the tool yourself. At the same time, for some scenarios, it might be beneficial if we can actually share some of this across customers, and we are kind of working on that, so that's a work in progress. Technically, it is possible, but of course, the question is whether our customers would want to. So it's a contractual thing, whether they would allow us to migrate some of the information about, let's say, the glossary and the way we detect business terms, for example, across individual deployments. But it's still up to discussion. Yeah.
Thank you, Roman. There's another question still in relation to our cloud offering. So the question says, will we be able to use PaaS for free with data catalog freemium version now? There's a couple options for the ones who want to deploy our data catalog freemium offering. They can do so by going on the Azure Marketplace today, where they will be able, with one single click installation, deploy our data catalog freemium today. It is not on an Ataccama PaaS. This is on your own cloud environment. We also do provide bring your own licensing version for both AWS and Azure, where you'll be able to deploy either in your existing cloud or on an Ataccama managed PaaS environment, which will be a private single tenant environment for you as well.
So thank you, Ashud. So maybe the next question towards David. How is Ataccama going about closing the gap between a development-oriented tool, leveraging the IDE, moving towards a more business-oriented tool, such as technology?
Yeah, I can take this question. So as Michael was stating in the video, we are focusing on both personas that are like using the business-friendly interface and the really complex and advanced IDE. This is definitely there to stay, as we do support the technical people from the very beginning, and we always will. But at the same time, we are adding some support for the business users as well. What we are trying to do is to leverage the new functionalities available in the platform, the metadata, for automation, and actually simplify the experience for the business users much more than we have in the current version. So there is a huge step forward in the Generation 2, and obviously this is a continuous process as we are trying to leverage all the metadata we have to simplify it even more.
Thank you, David. Just going through some additional questions here. Michael, this question I think would be great for you. It says, thanks for the excellent earlier launch presentations. Thank you. Could you please spend a few minutes explaining where you see your major competitors in the data governance space, and what are the unique value proposition of Ataccama in the data governance space?
Thank you, Afshin, and thanks for the question. So data governance is quite a broad term, right? Some people, when speaking about data governance, they primarily mean basically policy management and data dictionary and data owners, and let's say semi-manual process of enforcing the policies. When we are saying data governance, we mean kind of broader thing, and that it starts with actually automating the discovery of your metadata. So as you can probably tell from the launch, we are big believers in automation. So everything that you would normally be expected to do by a team of data stewards or people searching for the metadata, populating your data catalog, we really believe should be automated, including keeping the metadata repository up to date. So we have an automated process that checks for changes, etc. So we believe that's one big difference. The other difference is for us the metadata repository, or as we call it, metadata core, serves two purposes. One purpose really is for the data governance and for data stewards or people actually to use to navigate the data environment of the organization. But more importantly, the metadata core for us is the enabler to actually operationalize everything else, or operationalize the metadata to configure everything else. So what I mean by that, once you have your catalog populated, which is pretty straightforward, you can actually very easily move kind of to, let's say, the next phase, which is a data quality management. And when we're saying data quality management, we really mean enterprise data quality management, not just kind of naive, display of data quality in your catalog via some traffic lights or something like this. We really mean the ability to actually assign business rules, which the platform will do automatically for you if you allow it. Or we also have a rule-less based approach, which is a machine learning based approach, to actually also check for data quality, followed by data cleansing, issue resolution, etc., etc. And in the subsequent versions of the platform, we will actually be extending this automated integration to the MDM, master data management, reference data management, and other modules of the platform. So the fact that the governance is kind of embedded in the data management is, I think, the biggest differentiator, which you won't get from any other vendor. I'll mention one other thing, which to some people might come as straightforward or implicit. We've been known for, let's say, robustness of the platform, which means we can actually process large data volumes. We know how to distribute the load, etc., etc., which also applies to the way we are dealing with the governance. Really, it's not about just let's say recording the policies and letting it up to the users to observe the policies. The platform is taking care of that. If I was to wrap it up, you can think of what we're doing as data governance fabric, which is the layer that will on one hand provide the data to the consumers, users, machines, algorithms, but while providing the data, it actually enforces the governance. That was a long answer. Sorry, that was a very
it was a question that did require a long answer, so that's great. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. So I think the next question that we have here is to David. So can you describe the data marketplace from a functional perspective? Does it integrate and unify access to diverse data stores, possibly scattered around the organization?
Yeah, this is a good question, as it nicely demonstrates the benefit of having data marketplace embedded in the data catalog. The data catalog can connect to any systems, so it doesn't really matter if the data asset you are looking at is managed in a database, or it's stored in Amazon Object Storage, or it can be a data lake. It doesn't really matter, because you have the metadata about this asset in the data catalog, and you can use it. And the platform will automatically figure out from which server it should provide the data, where it should run the data processing. So the users don't really have to worry about it. They can just use it, and they don't have to worry about the source. The platform will be able to provide this automatically for them. So this question is exactly what we are tackling, this type of issue, providing single point of access to any data available in the company, obviously based on the defined policy, so we can achieve compliance.
Thank you, David. There's a couple questions about how existing Ataccama 1 deployments are affected by the new generation, whether you currently have the platform or in the process of acquiring the platform. So as long as you are within the same modules, whether it's DQ or MDM or data governance space, as long as you're within the same module, there should be no effect. You will be able to upgrade in terms of licensing from your existing Ataccama 1 version to the Ataccama 1 version 2 without any licensing limitations within the same modules, of course. Let's see, do we have time for a couple more questions? Maybe there's time for one or two more questions. Let me see if I can pick one of the ones I would think would be a little more interesting. Dala, do you have any questions on your side that you can pick?
Well, I think one of the questions probably is around just our Ataccama's APAC presence. So some of the audience interested in how our implementation and our go-to-market in Japan, in Asia Pac. Maybe Afshin can answer that questions. Our engagement in this region.
Yeah, so we do have an office in Sydney, and we are very well engaged in the APAC region directly, and also through our partners. We have a large customer base in the region as well that we can introduce you to, and we'd love to serve you and continue to serve the APAC regions. Thank you, Dala. So one more question, and maybe I'll direct this one to Michael. The question says, you mentioned self-driving data management and agility. Will this agility hurt or improve our data governance program? And will we need to change the way that we see or deploy our data governance program?
Well, we would like to work with customers who are looking forward to changing the way they do data governance. I don't know how exactly, the person asking the question, how does the organization go about the data governance? If your governance is based on manual processes, we can definitely help you convert these to digital, right? Basically, everything that we're talking about is a digital transformation, right? It's a digital transformation of the processes that most organizations are still doing manually. On the other hand, it's also enabling the digital transformation of organization as such. So the short answer is, we hope that you would want to change the way you're going about data governance, and we can help you by automating it and by embedding the data governance into the layer that is actually providing the data. That's, I hope it gives the answer.
Thank you, Michael. It looks like we are running out of time. There are quite a few interesting questions that we wish we could answer. So I do encourage you to reach out to your local Ataccama team, and we'll be more than happy to set up a one-on-one session to walk you through this new and incredible product that we have launched right now, which we're happy to announce that we have officially launched as of today the beta version of Ataccama 1 Gen 2. And will be available for a limited number of customers. We are expecting to have the GA release sometime in Q1, most likely in February 2021. And we would love for you guys to get in touch with our team to learn a little more about the GA and the future launch. So with that, I think Joellen has a couple of closing messages to share.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining us. I see we had a number of great questions today. We will be raffling off a few of the new Apple HomePod minis to people who asked some great questions. So we'll take care of that after the session closes today. And if you're one of the lucky winners, we'll be in touch. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank you, Joe. And maybe I wanted to close it with, we're really excited to be truly reinventing the way that data is managed. We're looking forward to unifying data governance, data quality, massive data management into one single AI-powered fabric across both hybrid and cloud environments. And with that, we wanted to thank you all for taking time to join us, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.